Welcome to the Sprinkles of Spirit podcast, where self-love meets faith, and your soul is reminded it's here to flourish. I'm Lisa, your guide to unleashing your full potential through soulful insights and grounded tools. This is your sacred space to heal, grow, and bloom wherever you are planted. I am here to remind you of your inherent worthiness to live an inspired life in your mind, body, and spirit. And may you always carry this sacred truth. You are loved beyond measure. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I have a little bit of a special episode this week. So I've been sharing with you all about my new experience having lives on Insight Timer, recording meditations, connecting, having talks, full on the full and new moon. And so the last live I did was about living with intention. And for me, that is probably the most important thing to me, or has become the most important way to live my life, is with intention, with anything I do, anything I say, the way I live my day-to-day life. I want it to be intentionally. So this is a recording of that live, so you can kind of have the full experience of what it's like to be there with me live, to join in. It is a free experience. Of course, donations are welcome, but it's free and it's there for you, this sacred container for us to connect, to share, and to receive, and to raise our vibration, and to learn and grow and evolve, on the journey of self-love and of faith. So I hope you enjoy this episode and kind of this like sneak peek into what it's like. So enjoy, let me know, pay it forward, share it with a friend who could use a little sprinkle of spirit this week. Until next time, namaste, and let's dive right in. Welcome in, everybody. Going to give this a few minutes. I'm going to light my sage while I wait for everybody to get connected. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Namaste. Just lighting a little sage here. Create sacred space for ourselves. Safety first. Namaste, welcome. I'm so grateful that you're here. We are going to talk about living with intention today. Let's put this to the side a little bit. So how's everybody doing? Just going to give it a minute or two for people to log in, to check in with us here on Insight Timer. So as you log in, I'm going to introduce myself if you're new to me. Hi, everybody. So my name is Lisa Flora. I am a yoga and meditation teacher since 2014 and have made my way to Insight Timer. And I am absolutely loving this community. Did anybody catch the article that it was voted by the New York Times best meditation app? I think that's so awesome. So I'm really happy to be here, and connecting live is such a unique experience and a different vibration. So stay with me. I encourage you to take a class with me, a yoga class. I've also been doing new and full moon live meditations along with a fun pick a card reading. And that's a really great way to exercise your intuition. So if you want to join me there. But today I'm going to talk with you about intention, living with intention. 5 ways to infuse your life with joy. And these are practical ways I'm going to talk about today that you can start tonight, right? Doing that will shift the energy in your life in such a positive way. So, but first, with every live, I like to start with our breath, with just a few cycles of breath together to really get grounded in the here and now, in the present moment, letting go of our day. We've all had a busy week. Here we are almost at the end of the week, and I know so much is going on. So even just a few cycles of a deep inhale, a big exhale can really calm the nervous system and bring you right here and now so we can be fully present with each other to receive a message that is meant for your highest good. Because I do believe in divine timing, in alignment, that we are connected here today. So when you're ready, either sitting comfortably or you can be comfortable on your couch or lying down, put your earbuds in and enjoy this talk. I always encourage everybody to grab a journal. I may say something that really resonates with you. Light a candle. I have mine lit back here. Really take the time for your lives that you choose to join as your sacred container. You know, it's a sacred space together of high vibe, you know. Hold it with reverence, you know, for yourself along your personal growth journey, your journey of self-love, of faith, of living a conscious life. So with that said, go ahead and close your eyes for me, please. And go ahead and take a deep inhale through your nose. Allow your palms to face open on your lap or beside you. And an easy exhale out of your mouth. Twice more like that. A big breath in through the nose. Feel the breath travel through the belly, the ribs, the shoulders, the chest. Big exhale out of your mouth. One more inhale. And exhale. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your jaw. Letting go of this week, letting go of your day, and allowing yourself to be fully present here for yourself. So grateful for this alignment, for this time, this space to connect and receive. And then breathing in through your nose. And exhaling through your nose as we slowly open your eyes. Blink them open softly. So just a few cycles of breath, how powerful, right? Talk about living with intention, the breath. So living with intention begins with awareness. And awareness requires, I believe, one thing, which many people struggle with today, and that is slowing down. Slowing down. How many of us are moving through our life, right? We're in a rush, right? We're hurrying, we're going from one task to the next, we're going to work, we're doing our work, we're rushing to the meetings, we're rushing to the next task after work, we're taking care of our children, then we have to make dinner, then we're not even really eating our meal and enjoying it consciously, and then we're worried about tomorrow on Sunday night. We have the Sunday freak out energy. It's like everyone's on the phone, everyone's looking down, instead of slowing down. Why are we in a rush? Why? Right? There's so many beautiful moments throughout our day that I believe we are missing because we're moving at this rapid pace. And living a conscious life, living with intention, requires us to stop and smell the roses. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. So I was inspired recently. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. My journey of personal growth and spirituality, funny enough, this shows my age, but I used to run home from school to watch Oprah and Super Soul Sunday. I couldn't wait to see what author she had on, what spiritual teacher she had on, what the subject was going to be about. And before Super Soul Sunday, her Oprah show, she started having those episodes, right? And I remember one of her very first guests, spiritual author named Gary Zukav. If you're familiar with him, he wrote Seed of the Soul. And she recently revisited that conversation that she had with him, and what she talked about, what an impact living with intention has had on her life. And I love the way Gary explains what intention is. He says it is the quality of consciousness behind the deed or the words, right? So AKA the energy behind the why, it's the why behind the why, the why behind the energy behind your motivation for doing something. And I remember them talking about, like, let's say somebody's buying a new home. Well, it can be, why are they buying the new home? Maybe they want to keep up with the Joneses and get a bigger house, right? Or they're getting a new home because they just found out they're having a fourth child and they need more space for the children. So you see, it's the why behind the why. It's the energy behind what you're saying and what we're doing as we move throughout our life. So I strive to live with intention, and since I've done that, I noticed a complete shift in my life. My spiritual journey evolved into becoming a yoga teacher in 2014 and continues to deepen. But on a day-to-day basis, I want to say living with intention can really shift that energy in your life. If you're someone who is feeling stuck or kind of on a hamster wheel, like every day is the same, every week is the same, nothing new is happening, maybe negative experiences, maybe repeated patterns. These 5 things I'm going to talk about are practical ways you can begin to literally shift the energy in your life and begin to start to turn the page and live a whole new story, So the first thing is simple as it sounds. And I do this every single morning before I get out of bed. I'm choosing joy and gratitude. I always, as soon as you're waking up, right, you realize you're awake and you take a breath in, I immediately say thank you. I'm winning already because I woke up. I'm winning. It is a good day because I'm still here. I opened my eyes. I took in a fresh breath of air into my lungs. I'm nourishing my body. I've had a whole night's rest, restoring my nervous system, right? And releasing toxic energy, repairing my muscles. And I'm already winning. So I always take a moment. This takes 5 seconds to start your day saying thank you, before you put your feet on the ground and go for what? The phone. I know so many of us. I know for me, I do want to change that my phone is my alarm, which probably isn't good, you know. I do have shungite around it to protect with the EMFs, you know. But I do pick up my phone, but I don't look at it for hours, for several hours, you know. I make sure I have a whole conscious present moments in my morning. I take my time getting ready and I do not look at that phone. So that's something else, you know, you can start to do is be mindful if like you're going for the phone right away. Let's try not to, right? Give it a few hours. See what that does for you. And I realize some of us, maybe our work is on our phone and you might have to check an email or your schedule. And I understand that. But if it's mindless scrolling and you're already tapping into social media or something frivolous or, you know, something that is just not really necessary first thing in the morning, let's try to put that on the back burner for at least a few hours and see how that begins to change the way your morning begins to unfold before you walk out the door. But consciously saying thank you and being grateful for another day is something so simple, and it will change your life. Change your life. So, secondly, is once we have this awareness in our life, we get to choose what we are feeding our mind, our body, and our spirit on a daily basis. We can become aware, is it positive or is it negative? And yes, I am talking about, let's talk about social media for a moment. I do a review on who I'm following, what I'm paying attention to. You know, remember, mindfulness is simply paying attention. So I like to pay attention to who I'm paying attention to. So go over it. You know, am I taking in low vibrational energy? Am I taking in someone who's spewing negative energy? Am I taking in negative comments? What am I listening to throughout the day? And this can, of course, be music, or more importantly, who is around me? What are the conversations that are around me? What am I taking in? Am I on the complaint train? I'm responsible for the energy I bring into every room. So I'm always aware, is what I'm about to say elevating the vibration in the room or the conversation with the person who's in front of me? Or is it really lowering it? I can't tell you how many times I might have felt frustrated, you know, at work in my day job. And I start to, you know, go online and I'll type something negative and I'll go, you know what? That comment is just going to probably stress them out. And I hit delete, 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 delete. I kind of say that all the time. My husband is probably so sick of me when he'll say something, you know, negative or low vibe or, you know, something that I know is just not filling the space with positive energy. I'm like, delete, 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 you know, be mindful of the energy behind the words that you say and the actions you take as you go throughout your day. But mostly pay attention to what you're feeding. What are you taking in, you know, on a daily basis? TV, the news. I really stopped watching the news many, many years ago. I even went, no joke, a period of years, I literally didn't turn on my TV. And that was during the years of, I was becoming a yoga teacher. I was doing a lot of studying and really cleansing and clearing, and had no need for it. Today, I can enjoy a good movie. I know where I'm going to take in to pay attention to what's going on with the world. And then I'm shutting it off. I'm shutting it off because especially us, I know most of my community, you are empaths. We are sensitive souls. We are human sponges and we're taking in a lot of energy. So be mindful. What am I watching? You know, I am so sensitive today that I literally cannot watch a movie that has a lot of violence or goriness. I just can't do it. It doesn't, my energy, the core of my being, just, I can't take it in. My aura like no longer accepts it. And that will start happening as you become more mindful. You know what feels good and what elevates you and what's filling you up with love, with joy, with confidence, with courage, with inspiration, and I speak about, I'm going to say again, social media, because it seems like the world is so focused in on it. And I realize a lot of people have businesses, and here I am online, right? But I very specifically chose this app because I believe in it, and I believe the intention behind the creators. I know they created this space with pure love, with a pure intention of being of service for the highest and greatest good of souls who will come into alignment with their teacher, with their guide. It's an energy thing. I know I'm not going to be everyone's vibe, but I know we get to choose, and we come on here and we come into alignment with what feels right. So be mindful of what you're taking in on a daily basis. And one more thing I want to say that just came to me is food. Taking care of our body, right? Be mindful of how we're caring for our physical body, the container of your soul. Am I choosing healthy habits? Am I choosing unhealthy habits? Do I feel like crap these days? Why? Let's get conscious. Let's become aware, and let's live with intention when it comes to our health. We have the power to choose again every day. Every day is a new day where we can make a new choice. So let go of the guilt. It doesn't matter. It's never too late. We can always start over, right? And everything in moderation. I do believe in living a well-balanced life. And yes, that means having a slice of birthday cake every now and then, of course. I'm about to have one this weekend as I celebrate my nephew's birthday. So be mindful of how you're caring for your body, drinking a lot of water, having a healthy meal, and maybe get curious about that, see if you can cook a healthy meal tonight or this weekend, and this starts to shift the energy of your day-to-day life, right? Causing you to feel better and be filled with positive energy. Okay, so number 3 is I believe we should celebrate the smallest moments of our day. And I'm talking about small mindful moments of such as, I know one of my favorite parts of the morning is making my cup of warm tea or warm lemon water in solitude. I replenish my energy with solitude and serenity. So, and it's like this little ritual when I make my tea, I hold it with reverence and I breathe and I'm aware of this healthy nourishment for my body, be mindful of maybe a moment in the sunshine when you were walking even to your car. Did you gaze up at the sky and look at the sun? That we are so blessed to receive its energy that's keeping everything alive. Can it be a mindful moment of looking at fresh flowers? I know for myself, I call it Fresh Flower Friday. I go ahead and I buy a beautiful set, and it doesn't have to be much, of fresh flowers for my home. And I love doing that. That's like a little celebration that I've made for myself every week. Yes, I made it through the week. It did good. Let's go get my flowers, and with whatever color or scent is resonating with me. I know the rose is my favorite flower. But these small mindful moments, maybe celebrate that you bumped into somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time, or had a conversation, or received a phone call and you had a really good talk. celebrate those moments, journal about them. I really do find that our life, the big moments are so far and few between, right? The big moments of our life are so far and few between. Life is really made up of these small mindful moments. We just have to become aware of them. And with intention, we can create them, right? So maybe you start having a little morning ritual for yourself. My morning beauty routine is a ritual. I have a recording on here. I would love for you. It's meant for Fridays because Fridays are ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of beauty, of feminine energy. And my beauty self is a self-love ritual that I've created for myself every morning, right? Nourishing my skin with healthy products. I'll put on a little music as I get ready for my day. And I'm taking care of myself in a mindful way. So create these little moments that you can begin to celebrate for yourself every week, right? I know another moment that I look forward to is choosing a certain music that I want to listen to on the way to work and then on the way home. I look forward to choosing like, oh, what am I feeling, And it's not always, solfeggio frequency music. It can be, Gwen Stefani. I'm feeling high vibe, or whoever, your favorite artist that lights you up. Like I look forward to those moments because I believe music is a big one that can shift your energy too. So the fourth way, is simply bringing that mindfulness into your surroundings, okay? Decorating your space, right? Your home, your office, your desk, with intention. Take a look at your space. If we're surrounded by a hot mess, we're probably internally living in chaos. That's something to take a look at. How's my car looking? Is it a wreck? Let's live with intention, because when we organize and cleanse the space around us, it can't help but affect your energetic field and your internal energetic body. So with intention, of course, I've created the bedroom a certain way. I have certain crystals, by the bed. I've chosen certain colors that are calming and cool, right? I've intentionally surrounded myself with beauty in my home via those fresh flowers or the colors that I like to stare at, or beautiful paintings on the wall that speak to my soul. This is creating and surrounding yourself with high vibrational energy and with beauty, and designing your life intentionally. So what we're surrounding ourselves, whether we are aware of it or not, it affects your energy and it affects how you move throughout your day, and I do believe that is something to look at, a sign. I always make note, when someone's space is a hot mess, that speaks to me about what's going on inside. There's work to do, and it's all good. I've been there. We're all on an evolution. We're all having this human experience, and we all have phases in life, and that's one of them. We go through challenging times. But when we live with intention, we become aware and go, oh, you know what? Let me clean this up, or let me redesign this room. I'm going to redesign my bedroom. I'm going to redesign my desk. Something as simple as your desk. Bringing a fresh plant, a live living plant in your office can raise the vibration, and you're living with intention. And even just looking at something visual, seeing it visually can lift your mood and put you in a good mood, right? And that's something so simple that each one of us can truly, truly do. every day. It's something to look at. So I designed my yoga room that we are in right now intentionally. I intentionally wanted most of it white. White just, to me is the highest vibration. It's angelic to me. It makes me feel clean and clear. And I am a Reiki practitioner as well. And the color white just really resonates with my spiritual journey, as well as lavender and purple. But I created this space, and I bought a salt lamp that's, in the shape of a rose on purpose, with intention, because it immediately raises my vibration. So just some things that you can think about, bring objects that light you up around you, where you're going to be, whether it's in your office, whether it's in your car, whether it's at work, whether it's in your meditation space. You can create, right? Beauty everywhere you go. So, and finally, living with intention. This is really important. The word integrity, it's aligning, living in alignment, making choices that are in alignment for your highest good. So aligning your actions with your heart. And how do we know we're doing that? We simply ask when we are faced with a choice, does this align with the life I truly want to live? Right? Does this bring me closer to joy, or is it moving me further away from it? And sometimes life is going to bring us choices that we're going to make, whether it's regarding the work that we do, whether it's within a relationship, whether it's in a business decision we're making. We can check in with our heart, and, we often feel it in the gut. A yes is a heck yes, right? And a no, we contract. It's uncomfortable. I know in my solar plexus chakra, I feel it all. I feel a yes immediately, and I feel a no immediately, and in my heart as well. So I encourage you to be mindful of what's going on in the body. And I've said this before on several lives. Some of you may have been with me here. The body keeps score. That is a book. It truly does. You know when it's a yes by tuning into what am I feeling right now? Am I breathing clean and clear? Is my breath constricted? Am I getting tight in the shoulders? Does this bring me closer to joy? That's a simple question you can ask when you are faced with a decision to make. I don't know why, like the parenting just came into my mind, and it can even be the way you're parenting or what you need to talk to your child about. Align your words with your heart, Does this align with how I want our lives to play out? Intention can really it will actually shift your whole life. And when we're making choices from a place of love rather than fear, that's a miracle. We're creating miracles all over our life, every day, in every way. And what happens is doors begin to open, opportunities begin to drop in your lap, the book falls off the shelf. Hi, Cindy. Thank you. Hi, May. The book falls off the shelf. You log into Insight Timer, and it's the talk that you need. These things will start to come into alignment for you when we're living with intention and we're living from a place of love, of joy, of gratitude, and we release the fear and we remember our inherent worthiness to live an inspired life. And we remember ultimately that we are co-creating our life. You are co-creating your life. Life is happening for you, not to you. We have a say in it, you know. We can call upon our angels. We can call upon God. We can call upon our spirit team. You know, a higher power of your own understanding we can call on every day to help us with this journey of self-love, of faith, of evolving into our capital H higher self. So remember, if we're not aware of what we value most, right, we're unable to live a life of purpose, of meaning. So we've got to live intentionally first. We've got to have that awareness. What do I value most right now? What brings me joy most right now? Let me live with intention that's going to bring it to me. Healthy relationships, right? Meaningful work, improved well-being in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit, right? A stronger immune system, you know, and just empowering your journey of growth, your evolution. You begin to learn and grow with purpose, and every day has meaning. These small little choices that we get to make on a day-to-day basis are infused with meaning and with that love that you're connecting with at the beginning of your day by taking that breath and by saying thank you. By saying thank you. These are 5 ways that you can totally change your life. So I wrote a very simple, we're going to work with that simple mantra. We're going to close our time together here. Just like we started, a few cycles of breath, and I'm going to just leave you with a mantra that I would like you to try to say first thing in the morning tomorrow, and as you maybe go to bed tonight, and start to just work with this very simple mantra behind everything that you do and say, you know, as you go forward. So let's go ahead, get comfortable again, anything you need to breathe here together, just a few cycles again. So relax your hands on your knees or beside you or on your legs, but get really super comfortable in the shoulders. Let's go ahead and close our eyes one more time. And take a big breath in through your nose, fill up all the way. Easy exhale out of the mouth. And keeping the mouth closed, take an inhale through your nose. Allow the exhale to come out of your nose. Just feeling grateful for this time together tonight as I offer you a very simple mantra to work with as we go forward, living with intention, as we say to ourselves, I choose joy. I choose joy. Today and every day, I choose joy. Breathe that in, right to your heartbeat. An easy exhale. And then slowly open the eyes for me one more time. Thank you. I appreciate you. I am grateful for you. And I would love for you to stay with me here. Be sure to give me a follow and stay tuned in to the lives and the meditation and the yoga classes that are upcoming. And I will meet you right back here next time. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear from you. Namaste. I will see everybody real soon.